I'm Jes Marquez, and this is the Piñata boot. I might have Chihuahua Lily walking through in just a second. We were going to have her in the video, but you know how much it takes to look good on social media. So the Piñata boot kind of came from, I had an ornament, and this is also made from trocitos. So the entire boot is made from whatever I had left before I order more leather. And I thought, well, the Piñata boot takes advantage of a lot of different pieces that I had. And so this is the culmination of my scraps, of my trocitos, so, or the pieces. So for the vamps, I did cholla cacti because I'm pretty familiar with cholla cacti, and when I think about cowboy boot motifs, I think the traditional ones are always the nopal, the prickly pear, or the saguaros, which we don't have in New Mexico, fun fact. So I went ahead and just sketched something out, and then I was thinking, well, what about all the candies and so forth? So I went ahead and just did little, kind of more subtle. There's a silver candy on this side, and then a peppermint candy on the other one. So I kind of like that they're a little bit different too. I think that's one of the coolest things about inlay boots, is that you can make them, one kind of follows the other, but they don't have to be exactly matched. So if you're going to go to the trouble of doing inlay, I think it's a great jigsaw puzzle. It kind of reminds me of tanagrams. That's what I like to do. So for the base colors on this, I have to say I really like these kind of muted tones. So kind of like the little bit of the off-white that I used for Madonna, and if you look back at Madonna of the Prairie boots, and then kind of just like a real vintage Mexicano kind of style boot, and that's the kind of boots I've learned to make as I keep going, and from my mentor and my maestro, the style of boots. So these were just a long time going with me getting into making a stovepipe. So I actually designed these and cut all of them before I did Rosie the Riveter, so I could just kind of gauge what I'm doing and pattern it out and see. So the jacket is care of my awesome mother-in-law, so I look extra fashionable while I work on this old house with my husband. And the backs of these, they have, I mean, I didn't put the bat in, the piñata stick, but I kind of feel like the back, the little piece back here is kind of that sort of subtly. And I always, I put the agave in my first boots, and so I also didn't have enough to make complete counters on the back, so I was like, whoops, I got enough brown and enough of the off-white. So I feel like they work. And to me, like the landscape, they're sort of White Sands, New Mexico, Piñata over White Sands, or something like that. And I think it's great because as you think about it, well, here we are in the pandemic. I mean, I think piñatas are a great low-tech art form, and I really like the preservation of handmade cowboy boots. I love the preservation of traditional made piñatas, and I just think, in our high-tech world, these are two really great things, and I think they went well together with the boots. If I would love it if you could check out my feed on Instagram, BootmakerNewMexico, and I really appreciate everybody for following along and watching as I work my way towards 100 fancy inlay cowboy boots.